Oh my lord. Sebastian Gorka went on GB News and took them to school on what moral clarity sounds like. This isn't a two-sides thing. This isn't Israel and Hamas. There's only one bad actor here, and he makes that clear. Check it out.
Isn't it right, though, to acknowledge that atrocity is atrocity? You know, that everything that has happened in the Middle East these months past, everything from October the 7th, and then what is happening in Gaza, isn't it possible to be offended by both and to say that with 100,000 casualties in Gaza, 30,000 dead and the rest wounded, missing, that enough is enough?
No, because that's not how wars end. You don't say, I don't like it. I mean, how did World War II work out? We didn't say proportionality, and we're only going to kill as many Germans as they killed Brits. No, we didn't say, oops, we don't like war, can you end it? No, we absolutely destroyed Germany and we nuked Japan. This idea of proportionality is asinine. When you're killing children and raping women after you killed them, then you must salt the earth with the ashes of those who did it. And there will be collateral damage because that's the nation of war since man first picked up a rock and hit his enemy in the head with it. So we need to be realistic. War is the history of mankind, and we need people who will prevent it by being determined in the protection of their nation. And Israel has every right to make sure this never happens again to them.
With no limits on what happens. You know, the
International
Court of Justice has said plausible case to be made for genocide in Gaza. Now, surely when genocide is being invoked, surely enough is enough.
That organization is a tool of the globalists.
Hold on. The ICJ did not say there's a plausible case for genocide in Gaza. Actually, that was a misrepresentation by the other side. And a lot of people, try to repeat that lie that the ICJ said that Israel is committing a genocide. No, they said that there is no plausible case for a genocide in Gaza. This is a lie. This is a lie propagated by their side. And it was cleared up by one of the ICJ officials.
The International Criminal Court, are you kidding me? And the statistics from the Hamas Ministry of Health, come on. These are the guys who actually put rocket launchers in hospitals. These are the people who hide their armories in the schools of Gaza. And we're supposed to trust those figures? No, let's be realistic. We want the fighting to stop. President Trump wants it to stop, but it's not going to stop by wishing it to stop or by calling one side genocidal when they have more lawyers preventing them from doing what they could do than any other army in the world. And I mean the IDF. I know the IDF very well, and they are very, very circumspect about international laws of war, unlike the people who they're fighting, who think children are a target that is absolutely justified.
Clearly, there is no sign of the heat going out of this febrile atmosphere. Thank you for your comments this evening, Seb. Gorka.
So what he's referring to with the lawyers is that every time the IDF strikes a target, they have to get permission from military lawyers, which is, I think, pretty insane, to be honest. Here is the ICJ said that in January, the ICJ delivered an interim judgment, and one key paragraph from the ruling drew the most attention. In the court's view, the facts and circumstances are sufficient to conclude that at least some of the rights claimed by South Africa and for which it is seeking protection are plausible. This was interpreted by many, including some legal commentators, to mean that the court had concluded that the claim that Israel was committing a genocide in Gaza was plausible. This misinterpretation spread quickly, appearing in UN press releases, statements from campaign groups, and many media outlets, including the BBC. In April, however, Joan Donoghue, the president of the ICJ at the time of that ruling, said in a BBC interview that this was not what the court had ruled. Rather, she said, the purpose of the ruling was to declare that South Africa had a right to bring its case against Israel and that the Palestinians had plausible rights to protection from genocide, rights which were at a real risk of irreparable damage. The judges had stressed that they did not need to say for now whether a genocide had occurred, but concluded that some of the acts South Africa complained about, if they were proven, could fall under the United Nations Convention on Genocide. So basically, what they're saying is that there was no plausible case for genocide. They did not rule that. They simply said that South Africa could bring the case and that it was plausible for them to bring those accusations against Israel, but nothing to the effect of they actually investigated it and found that there was a plausible case for genocide. Beyond that, it doesn't really matter what the ICJ says because nobody listens to them. Nobody cares about them. Hungary just pulled out of the that whole thing because of they said that they have to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, the second he appears on Hungarian soil. Like, that's insane. They issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu before the Hamas leadership. Unbelievable. For more, subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JewishUncensored. Thank you for watching and have a good one.